Hi guys, we are going on live. Hi guys, we're going on live, opening up on YouTube and on Instagram. And this one will also be an Instagram live, Instagram TV. So we will take this first part and talk, and then we will disconnect, and then we will go to a second part, which is the meditation part. So there will be two parts on IGTV since they only allow a little bit of less of time in their stories or their TVs. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are coming in. Whether you're seeing this now or you're seeing it later, it is a blessing to be here to talk, to connect. Whether you are usually talking one-on-one or you come into my retreats, or you're reading my books, or you're watching my YouTubes. Today we are kind of talking about moving beyond. And the beauty of these talks is to kind of awaken the attention, awaken the energy, seeing with the mind what is going on, because most of us are still stuck in the mind. We still need the mind. The ego needs the mind. So we will converse with the mind. But the mind also holds energy because you are always connected to your unconscious parts, to the body, to your energy body, to your soul. So a lot of people can connect, and we connect with our mind. We create, whether you come to me and then we working on this philosophy of ease, the ease of life, and you find starting to connect with that, or you are feeling woke, or you are doing yoga, you're doing meditation, you are being a parent, you're being an artistic person, all these different ways of connecting, of awakening. And that's kind of like the first level of awakening, is that level of purpose. You should see purpose. We need, with the mind, we're seeking purpose. So the mind, we kind of have to see purpose because we need something to look at. So we look out into purpose. And when we find purpose, we can feel woke, but we might still be working on this kind of lower level energy awakening. It's like different levels in your body, on the road. But we see this purpose, we can feel woke, or we can feel that we have figured it out. We can feel mature as a parent, as somebody who's working. But we might not have worked ourselves through that first level, because sometimes you have to work yourself through that purpose and find like peace within the purpose. Ease, they have to kind of almost let go of purpose to really like anchor down in your purpose. Whether it's being a parent, being a worker, being a human being, whatever you want, being in family. So from that level of purpose, we can move, and we can stay there. And when we feel that purpose, we can, when we release into peace, we can kind of feel that we're moving into consciousness or in the soul. We can recognize a lot of other people, other spiritual traditions talking about different things, and they're kind of actually like, we feel very connected to them. We'd be like, oh yeah, that's what I do. And still it's hard to compare, because that first level, we can still be more spiritually engaged or mentally engaged or emotionally engaged or like physically engaged or sexually engaged. So all these, through these different gateways, this wokeness or this connection will feel different. So we're kind of like not always understanding where other people's come from, because they're in a different gate. They're connected differently. So, but in this first level awakening, we can, a lot of people are working on that on Earth right now. And so you can see there's so much like kind of a little bit still, you get stuck in a little bit of war, like comparison, like what are they doing? What am I doing? Who's doing it right? But if you kind of move it into understanding it a little differently to the body, like we're talking about here, through life, then all these gates are kind of part of a bigger whole where you can actually gradually move through and connect with all these gates within yourself. So from one level, we can feel soul connection or conscious connection, but eventually we can actually connect with the soul on more levels than one. So we can continue to the next level, which is kind of like the heart level or the middle energy centers. But we are, of course, always connected through, we're always connected with all the energy centers. So it's not really a comparison. It's more just helping to show that there's more levels that most people don't necessarily know or teach, because a lot of times we get stuck in teaching or we get stuck in knowing, and then we get stuck at this first level of awakening. We get stuck. But if we dare to move past this being strong or being powerful or being knowing, then we can move to the next level, which requires more maturity, which requires more maybe connection to your ancestors, to your family. It's healing your past, it's healing your ancestral inheritance, your culture. It is seeing your friends and family as like kind of a connected part of yourself, and that you have kind of connected with them in a way to understand yourself, to understand your past, your ancestral past, many thousand years back. It's still in your DNA. It's still, those memories are still in your body, and you're kind of taking it on. It's not necessarily your personal story. It's more or less story of everybody around you, your family, your friends, that kind of have a similar story and can heal on a bigger place. And that's the second level of awakening, which is more like the heart connection. Is like a lifted, it's like stepping up from power into love. So that takes time, that next one, because just like you stepping into first one takes time, so the next one will also take time, because it requires like rejuvenation and healing and all the goodies. And then we can step into the third, which is the higher level, which is more like you have to go beyond your culture, your ego, yourself, and into your higher self or into your soul connection. And through that, you kind of connect to both the soul connection of your heart and your body, and it becomes like a trinity, which they talk about in some traditions. The trinity of wisdom or soul or power or whatever, of God, like everybody talks about it differently. So from there, you can actually step into more like the spiritual beingness of the fourth gate, where we can continue seeing a different way of connecting here on earth. from a spiritual beingness. So these levels are more a way to kind of show you that, like in any essence, you're always connecting all 3, 4. You're always connected to all 4 or 5. We're all connected. We just have kind of we focus more on one gate than the other because it feels more natural to us. But as you kind of start opening up new gates, you will understand people around you more because you recognize them within. That is, like, you kind of open up your ego more and you start to seeing more sides of your ego because you are expanding yourself. And then you will kind of understand life more, understand different parts of your family, and become more. The second level is more finding peace because you're becoming more intimate with your family, with your ancestral bond, and you can release that. And at the third level, you can start releasing your nation, your country, your cultural, like your ego, stepping beyond the egoless. And well, on all these levels, we are still feeling the ego's wanting and then the soul wanting beyond the ego. And to kind of go through all these levels, we have to dare to have fun with them, have fun with the ego, and then let it to not limit it too much by rules or regulations, but daring to be free, because that's what the soul is. It's free. So we're going through a path of freedom. So this ease of life is actually taking you through all these levels, but you are connected to all the levels, sometimes through different spiritual traditions or family or different cultures or countries or schools or different things or genders, being human, being white, being black, being woman, being man, being Norwegian, being American, like all these things have different connections to them. So it's the beauty of investing and digesting and delving deeper, which we kind of open up here. So that was kind of bringing you a little bit into it, and just talking about this is a little bit of a meditation itself. It's just kind of opening up and seeing beyond the mind, seeing beyond the ego, and seeing the potential. So that is like the first part. And then we are going to go into the second part, which is like the meditation, the silence part, which we're going to do now. And you can take a little break, maybe go and pee, do whatever you want on IGTV. Like if you are wanting the second part, like go to the next meditation part that I will upload next. So I'm going to cut this one off, and then I'll see you again in a minute's time. And we're still here on video. And I'm going to save this one. So go. Hold on, I'm going to just do this one for 2 seconds, and I'll be right back, and we will continue to the meditation part. Hi guys, we're back. Let me just get these cooked up again. Hi guys, we are back. We are back. We're doing a little bit of a new twist since Instagram is a little bit different than YouTube, so we kind of split this live up in 2 parts. We got some new people coming in. We're going into the second part. If you haven't watched this yet as an IGTV, the second part, the first part, the talk part is previous on my IGTV. So go there, check it out. It's also part of meditation is actually like 2 parts. It's like the listening part, but it's also like the stillness part. So when you listen, you're kind of opening up outwards, and then the inwards part is the silent part. That is like our soul or our consciousness. So the second part, we're going inwards. So get comfortable, get in your robe or your pajamas or however you want to relax. Get on your couch, on your bed, like I'm sitting on my bed. The second part is kind of going into meditation part, into the stillness, into relaxation, into just opening up the simplicity of our body, of our energy body, of our intention. So whether you're seeing this for the first time or you've seen this before, our energy is always new. There's always newness into our energy. Every day we have potential to release and resolve and transform energy in our body and gradually attach ourselves or connect with life more effortlessly than we have until now. So lay down, close your eyes, or not, or sit on your couch, wherever you are. Tune in, and I'm still talking in a way like I did in the first part. But it is about receiving. Meditation or transformation or energy release is about receiving. That is why sometimes you having a guide or a teacher or a teaching is a way of receiving, of faith, of not knowing, of having, opening up to that which you don't yet are experiencing, to go beyond. Like I'm talking about the first one, it's going beyond. So lay back, and we are ready to be touched. You can be touched by words, you can be touched by a touch, or you can be touched by just touching the bed, or touching the air, or going naked into the water, or in the shower, just being touched by water, or the air, just the wind touching, the sun touching your skin. It is the simplicity of being connected. But this is a return to connectedness, as we have this innate connectedness that we've had since we're little. And now we can return to the connectedness of and simplicity, the intimacy of connection that has always been there. So allow yourself that breath, that kind of heavy energy, that sunkness, like your body kind of sinks into the bed or into your couch or in the car or in the train or wherever you are, gets a little heavier. You feel your buttocks, or you feel your shoulders or your head kind of allows yourself to step into a little bit more like the sleeping state. The sleeping state in our day is like the release, where the day is like where we're going out. The sleeping state is where we go in to release, to nourish, to reintegrate, heal, rejuvenate, all these beautiful words. So let yourself go in, and as the energy comes down, it starts coming down from the head and all the way down past the shoulders. As the shoulders open, down into your heart, the back of the heart, the eternal heart. And then it keeps going down to start moving, like maybe you want to shake your shoulders, shaking your hips a little bit, shaking your knees, cracking as your body actually moving a little bit more. It's kind of like connecting with the divine side of yourself, that peaceful, silent, non-talking, observing part, that soul part that is always there. Sometimes we see it in a dream or after a dream, where we just are like silent. There's nothing going on. So let yourself, your mouth open, your jaw kind of open, your neck stretch out backwards, your shoulder joints open, your elbows open. And then the breath kind of comes down from the heart into the belly, into your hips, into your genitals, into your hip area, down into your thighs. And from there, that breath is just moving. It's just energy that is just dancing in your belly, in your spine, in your shoulders as they drop to get heavier. You start connecting with your ankles, with your feet, with your knees, with your toes, with your fingers. And then the breath goes out, it expands beyond the body. That's where we gradually release, let go of the body, let go of the ego. We no longer need to hold on to them. We can let them go. They're always going to be there, just having their own fun, their play. No need to take the body too seriously or the ego too seriously, and you just kind of let it out. Let it into breath, let it into joy, happiness, ease. Then the energy starts moving out. It's like kind of like a cold breeze going through the system, all the way down, all the way up to the head. And then it kind of ascends to heaven. It ascends upwards, beyond your mind, beyond your head. And you open up to the energy body, where it just dances. Sometimes this happens when you drink or you do drugs, or you swim, or you get a massage. Sometimes you just feel elevated. You just feel that the air around you is breathing you. It's just connected. So that's where we are, connected and disconnected, because we're just letting it be. We're not We're not forcing anything. It's not a forced experience. And then it just drops down. And you kind of like, you almost get tired. You kind of like stop listening to my words. You might fall asleep. You might listen to this later. And the words don't mean anything anymore. It just kind of fades. As it opens up, it loses its connections. We no longer need to focus on the body or the ego or the mind or what we feel. It's just becomes a haze because we're just kind of floating in the sky, floating in the energy of ourselves. Effortlessly at peace, effortlessly easeful. And that's the end of this meditation. You can come back, or if you fall asleep, I will talk to you another day. This is the second part of this meditation. It's going to be its own Instagram TV, or on YouTube, it's part of a whole. You can go back and listen to the first part. And for the people that have given me donations or are giving me donations, thank you for those. I always appreciate the giving back of the energy as we open up our soul and connect deeper. And I will speak to you guys soon. Have a blessed day.